St. Maximilian Kolbe said the greatest sin of the 20th century is indifferentism. If that is the greatest sin of the 20th century, what the heck is the 21st century? So, Jesus said this to Catalina. He says, when I was getting beat, here's some of what I was thinking. I'll never forget reading this. He said, when those filthy and repugnant hands dealt me blows and slaps, I saw how often I would be struck and slapped by so many souls who, without purifying themselves of their sins, without quitting their house with a good confession, would receive me in their hearts. Let me take you down the path. The Bible says, whoever therefore eats the bread and drinks the cup of the Lord in an unworthy manner will be guilty of profaning the body and blood of the Lord. This makes sense as to why St. Thomas Aquinas, one of the greatest teachers arguably in the church, I mean, there's only like 34 doctors in the church in 2,000 years. They're not infallible, but when they speak, we should probably listen. St. Thomas Aquinas said there's two prayers you should pray. If you go to St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, I know they have it in their book, you can follow along. St. Thomas Aquinas' prayers, he says two prayers you should pray. One before Mass and one right after communion. Probably all of you kind of do this. I know I didn't, and I guarantee you 90% of the people in the pews aren't. I'm not judging, I'm calling a spade a spade. St. Thomas Aquinas said after you receive communion, do this. He says, and by the way, as you know, the Bible says anyone who eats and drinks without discerning the body eats and drinks judgment upon himself. Look what St. Thomas Aquinas said. I pray that this Holy Communion, this is what we're supposed to pray. After I receive Mass. If I went to Mass, it was like, okay, fourth quarter, communion, let's get out of here. I pray that this Holy Communion may not bring me condemnation and punishment. What? He says, may it cancel my faults, destroy concupiscence. As you know, concupiscence is your natural tendency to do the things you know you're not supposed to do, like argue with your wife on the way over to a conference. And carnal passion, increased charity, patience, humility, obedience, and all the virtues. As you know, the church says, hopefully you know, the church says, I'm only picking one because this is something real clear to point out. It's a mortal sin to miss Mass on Sundays or a holy day of obligation. 70% of all registered Catholics, I didn't say former Catholics, all four registered Catholics stay away from Mass. Of the 30% that go, only about 15% go every single weekend.